I was 33, unemployed, behind on rent. The kind of broke where you check your account before buying milk, and the only emails you get are payment failures. That's when I found the ad. No logo, no company name, just a Craigslist post that read, "Caretaker needed. Quiet property, few duties, room, board, and $4,000 monthly. Must be discreet, must not ask questions." It sounded shady. But desperation does something strange to your sense of judgment. You stop asking why something seems too good to be true and start wondering how fast you can get there. I applied that same night, got a reply in 5 minutes. A man called, voice like gravel. Didn't give a name, just said, "You'll do." I took a train the next morning, out past the city, then further, until we reached a town so small it didn't have a real station, just a bench and a rusted map. Someone left a white pickup waiting for me, keys under the mat, a printed note on the seat. Follow GPS, do not stop, do not speak to neighbors. I should have turned around, but I didn't, because when you're desperate enough, even your instincts go quiet. The house was beautiful, secluded, overgrown, Gothic, black iron gate, vines crawling up brick walls. 3 stories tall, but no sign of life. No car, no animals, no power lines, just silence. Inside was clean but unused. Furniture covered in sheets, walls bare. Clocks stopped, like a place sealed in amber. And the basement doors, bolted, 4 padlocks, fresh ones. It was the only thing in the house that felt recent. I moved in that night. Instructions were simple. Keep the main floor tidy. Stay inside after dark. Accept 1 grocery delivery every Tuesday. Use the provided flip phone for emergencies only. Do not use the landline. Ever. And above all, do not attempt to access the basement. I laughed at the list. It felt like an urban legend, like some rich guy's idea of a spooky Airbnb. But then, 3 nights in, I heard the voice. It was around 2:30 a.m. I woke up to static, faint, raspy, coming from the living room, the landline, the one I wasn't supposed to touch. It rang twice, then silence, then a whisper, as if the line had never been disconnected. "Please, I'm still down here." I froze, stood barefoot in the hallway. The phone wasn't even off the receiver and it was on the wall, but I heard it, clear as anything. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next day I told myself it was a dream, that my mind was unraveling from the isolation, that I was projecting something out of boredom or fear or guilt. But then on Tuesday, the groceries arrived. No delivery guy, just a crate left at the gate. And inside, packed between the food, was something I hadn't expected. A prescription bottle, with someone else's name, and the words, "Do not discontinue without supervision." I Googled it. It was an antipsychotic. That's when I stopped laughing. The next night, I left the lights on in every room. I didn't want darkness anymore. Not because I feared what was out there, but because I was starting to fear what was in here, in me, my mind, my memory, my judgment. The house never made noise during the day, but after sunset, something shifted. The floor creaked in patterns like footsteps. Water would run from pipes I hadn't touched, and every now and then the thermostat would drop 5 degrees, rapidly, like someone had just opened a freezer door beside me. And always, I could feel it, that sensation of being watched, not from outside, from somewhere below. I stopped sleeping, started walking the halls at night like a guard, carrying a flashlight and the flip phone, just in case anything happened that I could explain rationally. One night I sat by the basement door, no lights, just listening, and I swear, I heard it again, scraping, not loud, just slow, rhythmic, like fingernails against stone. Then came the whisper. But this time it wasn't on the phone. It was from under the door. "Don't let them forget me." I stood up. I almost ran. But I couldn't, because I knew, in that moment, that it wasn't just hallucination. I hadn't imagined it. There was someone down there. Or something that once was someone, and I was guarding it, feeding it, keeping it secret, getting paid to do it. The next day, I finally walked into town. I told myself it was to get air, or maybe find someone to talk to. But really, I just needed to feel human again. To remember I wasn't part of the house. There were only two shops, a diner and a hardware store. At the diner, the waitress, probably mid-60s, eyes like glass, paused when she saw me. She said nothing at first. Then finally, "You're the new caretaker." I nodded. She looked me over like she was trying to decide if I was brave or just stupid. Then she said, "You ever see a girl in white?" I blinked. "What?" She shook her head, muttering, "Never mind," and walked away. That night I tried to leave. I packed what little I had and started the truck. But the gate wouldn't open. The keypad was dead. The flip phone had no signal. And when I returned to the house, the front door was ajar, even though I'd locked it. Inside, a new note waited for me on the kitchen table. Typed, plain. One sentence, "Break the rules again and we'll take something from you." I started crying, not loud, not panicked, just quietly, like a faucet left running. Because I realized something I hadn't let myself say aloud yet. I wasn't free. Not in the physical sense. Not in the moral sense either. I had crossed a line. By staying. By hearing the voice and doing nothing. By finding the medication and saying nothing. By ignoring the warnings and continuing to accept the money. I was part of it now. I chose not to know. And that meant I knew. The final straw came 2 weeks later. I woke up one morning and the basement door was open. The locks were off, neatly placed on the floor like someone was inviting me in. The stairs down were pitch black. I took a flashlight, not because I was brave, but because I couldn't live with not knowing anymore. I walked halfway down before the smell hit me. Metallic, damp, old. I turned the light slowly, and there, chained to the far wall, was a girl, pale. "You're the one who brings the food." I ran. Out of the house, through the woods, over the gate. Cut my arms on the spikes. Didn't care. I never went back. Didn't take the paycheck. Didn't collect my things. I never even told the police. Because I was scared they'd ask, how long did you know? And the truth, too long. I didn't do the hurting, but I let it happen. And that's worse in some ways. Because at least the monsters down there never pretended to be innocent. I did.